Are you downs with it? Trust the profits. I am the formula here coming at you with the Kentucky Downs Turf Cup preview. I'm coming to you on September 6th, 2022. The race itself is taking place a few days from now on September 10th at Kentucky Downs, of course. It is a G3. It is 12 furlongs, 1.5 long miles on turf, and it is a wide field. I know it's a little bit tough to read there. I hope you don't have to zoom in. Even if you do, we'll be talking through those horses in a moment. Gufo. Oh boy, 7-5 on Gufo. Yep, you're eating chalk on Gufo, but there's a reason you are. I mean, this is an extremely solid horse. 5 races, 2 wins, 1 second, 1 third in 2022. In 2021, nearly perfect in terms of finishing in the money, other than that one BC Turf 11th place finish. That was a bad mark on him. Last race though was a win, the Sword Dancer Stakes of G1 at Saratoga, same distance, beating Myra Mission by half a length, 2:29 time. This is, if there's any reason to doubt Gufo, this is his first time at Kentucky Downs, and as we know, Kentucky Downs is full of all sorts of interesting twists and turns, uphills, downhills, all sorts of weird things, and including chunkies. Yep. Oh, there's a chunky right now that can always screw up your race. But yeah, Gufo, other than that, looking pretty strong here at 7-5. 7-2 Arklow. If Gufo has not shown at all at Kentucky Downs, the opposite can be said of Arklow. Second place last year, first place the year before, always looking really good at Kentucky Downs as Arklow. Last race, second place, half a length ahead of the field at Bowling Green Stakes in Saratoga. He's an 8-year-old horse, so he's getting up there in age. And this is only his second race in 2022, probably saving it for the Kentucky Downs. Temple 6-1 at this length in Gulfstream, finished 7 lengths back of Gufo earlier this year. Before that, in January at the WL McKnight, he was second, 2 lengths back. So he's raced the distance before. 2021, 2022 littered with seconds and thirds at long distances. So he's a threat to show. Hasn't looked outstanding lately, especially with a packed field like this. Temple, not really a threat to win, but possibly a threat to show. Now, as we get into the craziness, oh yeah, who's the star? 20-1. Yeah, no one wants to see that, right? We're talking the crazy longs here, but it's the Kentucky Downs. You're going to get a few crazy longs in here. This is one that you have to stretch on, but I kind of like. I wanted to point them out here. 3 wins in 2022, including 2 races, Niagara Stakes, and then a 50K allowance race. So obviously, we're talking about lower stakes here. Those races were both at Woodbine. They're both 10 furlong races. I know, I know. This would be a bump up in class. It would be a bump up in distance, obviously, for the horse, but it's also a bump up in jockey. So he's getting Julian Leparoux on the mount here. Mark Cassey, great trainer. I have a feeling about this horse, not to win necessarily, but something fun to package in for a show at 20-1. There's something about this horse I'm curious to see. We'll get into that a little bit later. Red Knight, 15-1, second at the Turf Cup in 2020, a couple years back. Finished behind Arklow, of course. Last race, he took first at Colonial Cup, 1.5 lengths ahead of the competition. Competition's coming up on the next slide. That was his only race in 2022. Much like Arklow, he is an 8-year-old horse. He's up there in age. So I imagine that they were resting him for this year. In 2021, he did finish second at the Louisville, but he took fifth and sixth and ninth in a couple other races. Didn't really have a solid year from start to finish. But Red Knight, always a threat. This could be his swan song here. Another mystery at 15-1. Took second at the Colonial Cup behind Red Knight, as we just mentioned, not far off. Second at the Elkhorn, 12 furlongs, 1.5 behind Channel Maker. He did finish first in another 12 furlong race this year, the John Connolly in Houston. Not as big of a race, but he has won at this distance before. He's an up and down winner. Again, we said he's won at this distance. He wins throughout the year. Interesting horse here. He's got Irad Ortiz on the mount. Always a threat with Irad Ortiz. Highest honors, 12-1 odds. Solid third place finish at the Grand Couturier. It's a 1.25 length, or he was 1.25 lengths behind Channel Maker in that race. Third at the Louisville, 1.25 lengths back in that race. He's got a great close on him. Hey, he's run well, but not spectacular at this distance. Not really too high on highest honors here, but he's an interesting one. He's a Chad Brown horse, Tyler Gaffleone. Can't doubt those two. So this is an interesting consideration. Not highest on my list though. Okay, so going through the rest of the field, we've got Keystone Field at 30 to 1. When tested at Del Mar at a considerable distance, he held the lead for a moment and faded. Winning happens for him at about 9 furlongs. He looks to be outclassed here. Probably the distance too much for Keystone. Glen County hasn't really shown up for big races all year long. Came in third in this race a year ago. I guess you can compare him to what Red Knight did previously in terms of showing up for the big race and then everything in the middle not looking as good. Glen County 30 to 1. I'm not really high on here. Admission office, I can see some people poking me on this one. He won the Arlington, the fake Arlington, 8.5 furlongs. Hasn't won uh, longer since Louisville in 2020. Admission office, I've got him crossed off my list. Rogue Element 30 to 1 fades when challenged over 9 furlongs, quick one to toss. Breakpoint 15 to 1. Interesting horse. Changed trainer several times. Asmussen, Cox. Now he's on Drysdale. Last time out, had a win at 1 3/4 miles under Tyler Bays. Didn't perform well at the Kentucky Downs last time, though. Came in seventh, 10 lengths back. So I want to cross him off the list this year because maybe there's something about the Downs that he is not working on. And then Militarist also entered. He's number 13 and untested at this distance, so I crossed him off my list. So, what are we going to talk about in terms of betting strategies? We do have the ML odds in hand. Obviously, that's going to change once the crowds get to it. Who am I putting here? Oh my goodness. No, Andre's coming out again. No, no, no. What are you doing? Throwing another mystery at me here. What about Gufo at 7 to 5? Well, it's the Kentucky Downs. Crazy things happen. These are wide fields, crazy turf, up and down. Gufo's untested at the Kentucky Downs. I know you could say that about another mystery too, I believe. Can you? I can't remember. Anyway, I like the odds on another mystery here. I like the fact that he has won a number of times. Matching that up against the odds on Gufo, if I'm going to get a 7 to 5 payback on him, who knows what the public does with Gufo? I want to spice it up. Got to keep it spicy at the Kentucky Downs. I'm going with another mystery. I know. Yep, you're amazed. If I'm going to go for a try box, though, I'll do Gufo in a key. I will key Gufo because I think he's got the best chance of finishing first, second, or third. There, you got it. But I do want to put in another mystery there. Arklau, we've seen what he's done at this track before. Obviously, he's a threat. And then Temple, I will put him in there, but I'm also curious about highest honors and even that horse that I talked about earlier. Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Are you? Who's the star? The one that runs at Woodbine? I might throw him in there at 20 to 1. Playing around with these a little bit here, but if I were to place it right now, Gufo to key, another mystery, Arklau, and Temple would be my trifecta key box keying on Gufo. So there you have it. What kind of crazy bets do you have? It's the Kentucky Downs. Let's get nutty with it. Yes, let's raise our hands in the air and get a big one here. Thank you, Pitbull. And peace out. Where's my outro?